Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hey, Matt. Can you hear me? Hey, Matt. Sorry, I don't know why it's repeating itself. Or is that just me? Oh, never mind, I'm done. Okay, I see what the issue is. 5 viewers, nice. Oh, sorry, there's a little bit delay, but it should be fine. How's everybody doing? We should be starting pretty soon. Oh, that's good to hear. Sorry, there is a little bit of delay with this stream, so I'm not going to be able to hear. It won't be completely synced up. I don't know, it's taking so long. Alright, so some early predictions. I think O2 Plus could honestly take a map off of the Shock. I mean, he's saying is so good. He was able to match proper before. Spectre is really good and definitely comparable to Sam. But I think that it'll be interesting to see who picks up the main support. But overall, the Shock should have this. I mean, like, come on. Sorry, let me turn that down a bit. Is that too loud? Can you guys hear me? Oh yeah, Matt. Of course, Matt. You will be better than Moth for sure,
championship teams.
They say that once you've won a championship, you might be less hungry to win another.
Both rich in history.
A desperate offense as O2 Blast clock their second win back to back.
Whoever said lightning doesn't strike twice has never met the San Francisco Shock, your 2020 Overwatch League champions.
Bonded together.
Star power on this team is undeniable.
The absolute pantheon of this top four. These are two teams who you can fairly look at and say you could want either to win it, right?
Two best teams here. Let's get into it.
Face off today.
If O2 Blast are going to win it, they've got to earn it. They've got to take all comers, prove that nobody is better than this
Sorry
team.
about that.
I mean, they did it all with that.
Hey, what's up,
hunger, that
Josh?
belief. San Francisco has cemented themselves as the greatest team in Overwatch.
Welcome everybody to the San Francisco Shock versus O2 Blast
Friend
match
show,
presented
let's
by
go,
AM
dude.
PM. And yeah, I mean, some familiar faces, I hope to some of you, if you recognize some of us. Brett and Josh here to bring you this match between these two teams.
I'm so happy they came
And,
back with
yeah,
this.
is going to be exciting, Josh.
It's going to be an absolute spectacle. I mean, that gives me chills. It means I'm anticipating the 2022 season. And what a cool show match to kick things off in a bit of a preseason content here. You've got the back-to-back contenders champions from Korea blended into the San Francisco Shock, the back-to-back Overwatch League champions, to form that brand new San Francisco Shock roster for 2022 on Overwatch 2 5v5, and we get to see it right here for the first time.
First look, yeah, and the way it's going
This
to
is definitely
we're going to be playing
very hyped.
multiple maps over the
Proper
course of the
against
final
his
one is going to
old
be
team.
5v5 in the workshop mode. But without further ado, let's already head into the action because I know you're all tired of waiting. And here it is, O2 Blast versus the San Francisco
here
Shock
it is, here it
right
is.
here, right now. And if you look at the top of the screen, Josh, you'll notice that's unusual.
Ah, they're playing a goats comp. I love it. You're getting a little
They're
throwback for
doing
this
goats,
show match,
dude.
this scrim.
Oh my God.
A super clashes early with Junbin, and there's only one way that
What
that
the
one's
fuck
gonna
is
win.
this, dude?
Super is
I kinda hate this.
Our greatest of all time, Reinhardt. You don't want to be clashing with him in the goats comp.
Yep, the Discord orb, the little boot back.
You got
That
Sam.
initial kill. Zayden's going to be falling as well. Max just caught in the corner.
Is
there.
that Sam
He's
on the
sandwiched in between the San
Diva?
Francisco Shock, who are just running them over right now in goats. What a throwback as well.
Violet on the
Let's take a look
Lucio.
at some of these replays here.
I love it. I love the comms that we've got for the replays as well. It's so
This is
cool
so
to
stupid,
see.
dude. Oh my God.
I'm actually watching the Zarya ult charge though here. Proper, absolute beast of a player. Been picked up from O2 Blast, playing against his former team here. Has that Graviton Surge available to use. Needs to bait out the
Why do they have
defense.
Heat on the
Yeah,
Diva?
perfect ult gets placed right down. That's going to be the Transcendence used as a response.
Wait, it's like the
That's what I wanted
worst
to try to keep the
choice.
team alive, but what's an Earth Shatter Super? You've got to be kidding me. Knocks them all down to the ground, and that's an easy setup there for the team fight win. You can see he's quite pleased with himself in the little cam there.
Yeah, and listen, San Francisco Shock, they overlaid their support ultimates. Oh, and Proper puts Rhyme Diff in the chat. Oh, that's just brutal.
Oh
A
no.
reminder that Kilo, Proper,
Oh,
Finn,
no.
these guys came from O2 Blast. They were part of what made this contenders roster win those back-to-backs. So, of course, there's going to be banter in this match.
Yeah, quick little speed boost back to disengage from this one. As you can see, that's the rallies being used on either side. Bubble available, and that Brava gets sent straight through, but I'm pretty sure that ended up getting denied. Now you see the Sap Destruct sent in.
I don't
That's
think we can
Sam.
take this one too seriously.
Put in a bit of work here. The Earth Shatter, that is a connection.
Sam's kind of cracked. Sam's kind of
Jumping,
cracked.
what a play. Good bubble timing from Proper at the end of the day, but the team is down and out. The Shock sent straight back to the respawn queue. In fact, look at this. Goal to stagger the Zarya.
Well, the Zarya is going to
my
have
God.
ult charge here. And, yeah, fantastic play from Junbin and Sam. Sam, obviously,
I don't know,
flexed
Proper's
DPS player
obviously
for
a team
Shock
with
in
Zarya.
2022, but he and Kilo are going to be
Violet's
off-rolling
decent
here
on the
as they place
Lucio,
the
I
complete
guess,
different
but I
look
don't know if I can
from
take
Isaac.
this
All the way into the
that
back and forces
seriously.
out the trance, which was built up insanely quickly by Finn, honestly.
And now we see the grab being used, though. There's nothing to try and counter and punish. Down to Sound Barrier on top of it. And the damage, oh, it's more than enough right
O2
now. Junbin
Blast,
even goes for
no.
the charge in close quarters. Super made into mincemeat against the walls.
I wouldn't say he's Rascal
Yeah, he tried to get a shot
2.0.
in the
I
midst of
mean,
that, but it just wasn't enough. Now they're coming down, punishing this diva.
we'll see. Sam could be. I think he's more of a like Dante. He's probably closer to like Dante or Nero, I would say. I don't know if he's as good as those guys quite yet, but he would. That's who he'd be more similar to. Rascal's more of a hyperflex, I would say.
Oh, and the ult being popped, and look at that aggression. The shield is gone, and it breaks immediately. It sets
Massive super thing. Oh my god.
Charge straight into the backline.
Hard Rhine diff, dude. Holy shit.
It's O2 Blast coming out with advantage after advantage.
Everybody know.
Putting them right at the spawn door. In fact, an ultimate being committed here by Sam.
They're going to try
Quite
and...
ideal, but they actually
turn
are
it.
trying to turn this one.
Yeah, there's no opportunity though whatsoever.
I never. I don't know. I wasn't following very well.
Farming them in the front lines, and now he's been able to overtake Proper in terms of his Zarya ult charge too. I'm actually
Proper
really impressed with the way that O2 Blast are playing this. They're luring the shock in and then punishing
Proper's
them as they get to
crazy,
this
dude.
choke point. So you can see there, Proper pokes his head in, looking to back up. Super's got to be careful here.
Yeah.
They have another grab.
Get through this choke point, but with the grab laid down, it's so much more difficult for them. Transcendence though, and fill it across from the rest of the team. That's Probe. Taken
Oh my
out
god,
early in
Finn
this fight.
pulled a Jonak.
Zarya means a lack of damage now to carry this one forward. Still pushed off to the side. Hoi 1 does eventually fall into the end of this one, and there's a fight taking place on two fronts as the battle's taken up onto the high ground.
Who ulted?
Proper used to grab. Where did that one go?
Yeah, I mean somewhere.
Proper kind of threw that one. Not gonna lie.
But at the moment, O2 Blast
He's still good. He's still good.
The Shock just managed to flip the fight over as Violet
Rookie of
takes
the Year,
down the final
MVP,
blow into Junbin,
easily.
and the Shock are going to press their advantage all the way into spawn. And how the tide has turned. Now final fight territory, and O2 Blast, they're looking at only a single sound barrier to be able to get them back into this fight. I don't like the look of this one. They have so much ground to be able to make up, and Super has a shatter.
Yeah, we're seeing some swaps being made as well. Moving over to the ball just to try and touch this one again. Final
Go,
fight
Heesan,
territory.
go!
So we see now is the
Heesan,
sound barrier leading it
okay.
in. Speed boost on top of it as well. They're just trying to disengage.
Proper has
And
another
Heesan
ult
right
already.
and waiting.
He's
Just
fucking
gets the third
cracked,
Proper
dude.
finally.
Oh my
He
god.
moves up the grab, drops it down, and the Shock, overwhelming damage. It's a last-ditch attempt there from O2 Blast as they send in that self-destruct. Not enough to turn it. Overtime, tickling down
My
here
god.
for them. And that is going to be the first initial round there, going the way of the Shock.
Yellow card as well, though, for Heesan, because you're not allowed to play ball in goats.
You mean? Are you talking about Sam or Proper, Matt?
I love that opening
Because
round,
Proper is easily the Rookie of the Year frontrunner. Like, it's not even close.
Honestly,
There's genuinely no one else that can
Yeah,
even come close to
I'm looking forward
Proper
to seeing him progress in a comp that's not
in
goats,
terms of
you
a
know?
frontrunner
Looking
for
forward
Rookie
to
of the Year
seeing
right
him a
now.
bit later in the show match when we get the
Talking about Sam, then.
5v5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a reminder. 3 is going to be 5v5. So if you want to take a
Well,
look
we'll
at
have to
that,
see. I think he could.
wait your turn.
He could
Yeah,
slip into the conversation, but he's definitely not a frontrunner
We don't want you skipping ahead.
as
You
of
got
right
lots of orders,
now.
actually.
I would
Okay,
say
here
he
we
needs
go
to prove
again for
himself
round 2.
more.
Heading over to
I'd like to see himself
Village here,
prove
so
himself more in the Tracer and
on
Sombra,
board
especially.
with Junbin as he makes a
He's
strong
definitely very
advance
good
towards
on
the
the other
top.
heroes, though.
Yep, both teams find their way there. A little bit of an early positioning advantage here towards O2 Blast. You can see the bubble applied, running them all the way forward.
Yeah, like if he can be better
Separation.
than.
Kilo, obviously off-rolling, not used to the Diva as much.
Yeah, that's your
If he can keep up with, like,
Yeah.
Nero, Dante, those kind of guys, I think he could definitely slip to the conversation.
I'll let him off for now. Probably didn't think, oh, a show match? Cool. What do you mean I'm playing Diva? Wait, what?
No, Kilo's been scrimming Diva for a long
I
time.
want an actual match.
A lot of
Oh
rich
my god.
history there. So, yeah, O2 Blast take the point, but they don't actually charge very much.
You
on
can't
from
beat
that.
Super
So
in
this
goats, like,
is gonna
honestly.
be another
There's no way.
really
There's no
neutral
way.
engagement.
Oh, look at the pace as well. It's so fast already. The fight's being taken as the Reinhardt's dropping right down, trying to batter the hammers into one another. It's going to be Jumbo who pays for it. with
Kilo's
his life
correct.
once
Kilo's kind of
more.
correct.
Taken out here. I want to see Violet on a Lucio. A cursed image.
But one that we've seen a lot of in recent times. So, listen, I'm not ruling it
Hold
out
on,
for
let
next
me-
year. That's a lot of damage onto Heesan. Without the Reinhardt to protect him, this is a huge punish.
Yep, and they're trying to separate the players straight away. Heesan is just completely separated from the rest of the team. It's going to be the Transcendence forced out just to try and keep them all topped up and healed. The bubbles also laid down. There needs to be some form of target priority right now because the Shock are running all over O2 Blast. You can see a last-ditch attempt to try and turn around that team fight with the self-destruct. Doesn't come to much fruition there.
And Proper has been farming. I don't want to try
Yeah,
and
Proper's
claim I've been keeping track
fucking
of how
insane.
many final blows have been his, but it feels like 50-60% of them at least.
Look, he already has another grab. How many grabs has that been?
Who got punished in that prior fight.
Shadow almost ready.
Like, that's insane.
Kilo is demech. This is technically going to be a 5v6, but he just about gets into the mech in time. Now, rolling forwards, the shield's down. What a reactive Shadow. That's a massive
Good
one.
lord, and
May have just
Super's
made it
popping
here,
off
but once more, the
too.
ultimates just come
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see it.
Look at that.
That just keeps everybody in the same place. Proper and Kilo comboing their ultimates. And O2 Blast, they hit the deck. Sure, they managed to find the pick onto Finn. Maybe Hoi1's Discord Orb and the extra damage can turn the tide of this one, but it's just too little, too late. And the Shock, with their better positioning than that earlier pick, are just bullying Junbin in the corner. Oh, an emote on his body. It's
Proper's already almost at another
It's
one. He's just
disgusting.
I
too
gotta say,
crazy. Like,
Watching goats again, it's a reminder. I need to overclock my brain. I need to overclock my brain. The ultimate's being chucked out of one another, and look at the aggression as well. Holding them at the choke point. They don't want to try and allow them any sort of advantage or positioning.
Look how much Proper is ahead of Heesang. They used their grabs at the same time. Of course, Shock won
my
the
god,
fall, but
dude.
there's another grab online.
Getting another
Proper is a
grab.
monster.
Proper is
This guy
literally
is a
lapping.
player to
He's
be
slapping him.
watching next year. He's not going to be playing Zarya, but on every single hero he pulls
He's
out,
lapping
he's got the
him.
opportunity
It's
to
this is
carry
too
him.
nuts.
Okay.
And the BM, and the
Disrespect there,
BM
but I
right
suppose, you know, the
there.
round's ending.
Alright.
Why not just throw out the Earth Shatter? And do it?
Oof.
Exactly right, John.
Oof.
I mean, we heard it during the preamble, I guess. You know, I was hearing Avril's voice as he was talking about these rosters and saying, "Oh, I mean, there's so much potential here. Real super team." I mean, you can kind of start to.
And that
see,
was
you
just
know, the
easy
makings of it,
clap.
Even though we're watching goats.
Yes.
It's a little bit of a.
A Proper's cracked.
little bit
Kilo
whimsical.
We
can
have
off-roll
there's
if
a
needed.
bucket of
Finn's
whimsy
cracked.
into this show match. But if you're a Shock fan,
I want an actual match that's not like goats. Like obviously, just Super being there alone would probably win you that goats matchup.
Really?
But
worry,
I don't
you've
know.
got the talent. Don't worry, you've got the talent. I'm telling you right now. I also love that we've got the classic NFL caster setup. We're sat down on the chairs and we're just, yes, I've even followed the unprofessionalism of the NFL. I've got my cable in front of me.
There you go.
I'm not following it properly at all. But without further ado, let's head deeper into this map that we've got between.
Oh, we
the
have
two
another
teams.
round,
Obviously, the Shock
huh.
leading this one. Currently
2-0.
rounds. Yeah, the 2-0.
Could it have gone really any other way? I feel like, hey, if we're going to take some serious analysis points here, Brent,
Yeah.
Junbin has been getting bullied in the neutral. He has been getting worked.
The Discord
in this,
placement.
in this opening fight, pay attention to that. I mean, Discord Orb is currently on to max, but they need to be trying to keep Junbin alive as much as possible, and he's taken so much damage early on there.
Really important element here, and you look at him. This is the bullying coming out.
Sam's
It's an early
getting
ball
low.
being
They're
placed,
really
and now
changing
no
a
more
lot of
defensive
stuff.
mitigation, I
Sam
suppose.
dies.
Those abilities really just being used up. He gives Proper just free reign. He's running all over them,
and
just beating them
Proper
all down. And, I mean, Max
takes
can
out
just do
Junbin.
really whatever he can at the back line. He did manage to
He's
get
saying
2
it's
picks
kinda
for them,
popping
and
off,
look at
but-
that. One actually does take out Proper. but
Proper's
that's no
Proper.
extension.
That is a huge pick to get. That's going to push Heesang ahead for the next team fight
Well,
and give you an opportunity.
Are they gonna take
and
us?
in fact, it is O2 Blast that end up being able to pick that one up.
Pushing him back again. Not much shield charge left. Super just trying to hold on to it to try and
No,
protect
no,
his
it's,
teammates, but again, they're losing so many players.
That was
left,
the
right,
Shock
and
that picked
center.
that.
That's going to be
Yeah.
a sound barrier committed. Violet thinks
Proper
this might be
takes
turnover,
out
but do they really have the
Junbin.
damage available to them?
It actually could be. I mean,
Super
look
kinda
at that. The shatter
feeding
comes through as well.
Left
Trying to
on
put the
Lucio,
punish
as
down.
per
The
usual.
Super presses forward.
A
Stunned for
big
moment, but
shatter.
still kept alive.
Didn't get
These
anybody.
supports doing so much work here for the Shock.
Proper
Heads
gets
up
another
play
pick.
here. Grab gets dropped
He's
down.
crazy.
Luckily, just about dragging Proper
Solo,
back to the clutches of his team.
kill
Able to
Proper,
remove him
they
from
get
the
it.
fight once more, and again, that's going to be damage taken, removed. Another Earth Shatter off to the side.
But
A bit
the
of a flank
Discord
coming
Orb.
out, but again, the Discord Orb super falling so low. He needs that Transcendence just to
And Kilo
stay
takes out
alive.
Max.
Traded out on either side, keeping the heals going, and look at the aggression. Finn playing right up close to the rest of his team, just trying to at least deal a fatal blow to one of the members of O2 Blast, enough to try and topple them over and potentially turn this team fight into their hands.
Super does end up getting pressured, and I've been really impressed here with Ho1. He gets another pick, this time onto Finn, putting consistent pressure down from the back line. But the Shock are not ready to give up on this one yet. They are still willing to fight, still willing to rule around Proper. Oh, there goes the grab,
Oh,
though.
they whiffed. He whiffed that. He kind of whiffed that. That
was
was.
not the most successful we've seen.
Not
That wasn't great.
successful. Still getting that D-Mech onto Max though, so Potential for the fight to be won here. That's okay, self-destruct comes through. Charge. Oh my god.
No.
Super's almost knocking above the map. And that's an
Oh
Earth
my
Shatter.
god.
Drops it down, but the salvage is there. Ultimate's committed. In fact, okay.
Super's kind of
Superboss
cracked.
wanna
Super's
add a
kind of
little bit
cracked.
more into the mix. They don't feel confident that they can win this.
Violet with
quite
another
so
sound
much.
barrier.
Another sound barrier built up.
You kidding me? This fight isn't turnable. And he goes into the
Violet?
dust. All right.
I don't know. I
What a
mean,
win
he's
shot
kind
from
of
Pro. I
he's
mean, that
building
one
up
sent
these
him
ults really
flying.
fast,
The
but
Shock, I
he's
think,
kind of
getting a
wasting
bit
them.
bold on these ult investments,
Like
but
Violet,
they are still in
I still
control
need
of
main
the
support.
fight.
They need
Here
Matt.
comes another grab.
They really do need
tried
Matt.
to answer with a sound barrier, but Aiden died in the middle of it. What a kill from Kilo, and I don't know how, but the Shock have actually turned this one around, and they kept control of the point that entire time, all the way back. I mean, I am
Wait a second.
befuddled, but they're
You've
just
charged
about to
too
get
far.
back even.
Yep, and that's the spawn camp coming through. Again, pay attention. Those Discord all placements are perfect. The shield comes up just to block the damage that was coming over from that.
There's
bomb.
nothing OT Blast can really
Straight
do,
over
dude.
the top. They need to disengage here, though. A bit of a risk of an overextension. Still Super has the Earth Shatter, Josh. And
He
he's
does.
hiding.
Oh, he's hiding around the corner.
Proper's just
Surely
lapping.
They're going to expect this.
Oh, no, 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 no. There's the Earth Shatter. Lays it right round the corner.
I mean, they kind of
With an ult combo as
did.
well. Why not just toss everything into the mix? Kilo's rewarded with
Kilo
a single
kills
pick.
Heesang.
As Heesang did not have the bubble to protect.
I think
Yeah.
Heesang used both of the bubbles there to try and block the shatter as it came through. And so it comboed perfectly with Kilo's ultimate as he throws that one out. Heesang doesn't have those bubbles anymore. And look at this. It's a disgusting spawn
There's
camp.
chaos, man. Listen, Josh.
There's nothing
My
they can
casting,
do,
I'm known
dude.
for my
This is
long
just
and
not.
varied vocabulary. And
It's
I
just-
mean,
this
I
is-
can safely describe this as
Yeah, this is
pandemonium.
easy.
It is pandemonium. It truly is. I'm amazed that the Shock were in control.
But-
Junbin makes one final valiant effort.
Yeah, I would say
but it's
super
the
carry.
Shock.
It is going to be the Shock taking it. I mean,
He's
could it have gone
superbly
any other way?
carrying.
I feel
Proper is
like,
also
Shock
kinda
is making
carrying.
a name for themselves as potentially the greatest. I mean,
But-
the greatest GOATS team in history.
Yes, there is no
It was
argument
only
about that, I don't
a
think.
short period of history where GOATS
Yeah, I mean, it was
so.
1 out of, what, 1 out of 4 of the years of Overwatch
Okay,
League
Matt.
in Overwatch 1.
Not like
so
many years.
Chill out a little bit.
Not like many years.
It did, but I agree. That one was a bit unfair on the O2
It was
Blast guys
unfair,
in
yeah.
contenders, right? These players didn't have the same level of experience playing GOATs as Super did and Violets, and I feel like we need to move things around a little bit. Huh?
Okay, swap around the comps.
Yeah, swap around the comps.
Swap
I'll go
around
and tell the
maps.
team.
Tell the people.
Yeah, what would you like to hear?
on it.
Like maybe
What
they're
would I like to hear?
or what would you like to see?
Yeah.
Maybe see the composition that the Shock won in 2019 with.
And I was kind of hoping a
Some,
more
like,
serious.
Yeah, I
some
mean,
Arista Sigma, some
historical-
A more
Reaper.
serious
I'm
match,
down for
but
that.
I don't know.
That would be
Down for
pretty
that.
cool.
We
Still,
can see that again, just to look at the history
fun,
books to
yeah.
see the most dominant comps
Yeah.
that the Shock won, their championship comps.
Oh, that'd be pretty nice. Well, would you look at that?
Wow, it's almost
like
they've been listening
Right
to us this entire
here
time.
we
I know.
go.
We've
Kilo.
got a direct line of communication, I think.
So this should be
Again,
more
Kilo's going to be
serious.
playing a crazy off-roll here, but I'm really excited to see proper playing Doomfist.
I'm really.
What?
Oh.
He's off the map.
What was that?
That
The
was-
fast rollout from Aiden, and they're bringing the pain
Aiden's kind of
immediately.
cracked.
Yeah,
Aiden's kind of
straight
cracked.
off the map.
Oh my god.
We see a reach.
Show me the replay.
No, but should be an actually. It should be an actually super. It should be. This should be an actually
Really
decent
wanted to say a
match.
curse word in
here.
Korean.
I don't know why Kilo's playing the off tank
I
though.
could tell
But
what he was
yeah.
about to say, and he realized, oh, this is being recorded.
Max took a ton of damage there, though, and with the point
Proper
only just
cracks.
now flipping over, the Shock have managed to respond. They're getting in, they're putting pressure on them, they've
Yeah, I
managed
know
to
I
pick off
killed
that
it on
Sigma
this.
already, and now it's only Heesang really left that could do anything.
What a great punch. He sang straight against the wall, super full so low.
Oh my god.
Ends up going down
That was
here,
huge.
but with
Proper's
Shock's
popping off.
Ultimates online. Oh, Finn can just, again, beam them all down there. That Coalescence able to keep the team nice and healthy. They flip the points. Not much.
Violet's
progress
still
gained
in the
here for
Lucio,
Overwatch.
so I guess he
No,
is.
not really at all. I mean,
he's the
15%
flex.
is not much to write home about, but they do have a big ult advantage with their tanks. So I'm looking for Junbin Max to be initiating here, and here it comes.
Oh, yeah, that's a lovely flux straight up into the air. Kilo solo. Is there enough damage to try and capitalize? Or at least
They didn't
punish
really
that
get
coming
anything
through?
done with that
To
one.
counter-
Oh, that was a big
goodness.
accretion.
Castled out of it.
What a
Again,
play.
Kilo again.
That was
Listen,
nuts
forgive
from
you to a
Mac.
degree, you know, you're off-rolling,
Yeah,
you're
Max is
off-rolling,
definitely a
but
top
still, the
prospect
fight
for the tank
continues.
line in
Supercharger laid down. That's a ton of damage now
2023,
available
I
to
would
them.
say.
That's Super just
Proper's
wants to try and
dead.
make the most of it. Either side, Ultimate's committed once more. They need to try and defend that drum that's dropped down, but it is eventually
We'll
going to fall.
see. Sam's dead. He died with the thing.
Super's managed to press forwards here. Probe with a ton
but
of
he's so
damage.
close.
Oh
my god.
Oh,
And Sam
no.
dies with
Aiden is
coalescence. He got
farming right now.
Yeah, Aiden's got some
Probe,
incredible
though,
moves. There's one as
which is
well,
pretty good.
surely, right? As Max flew
Yeah,
off the
they're
side
done.
to
It's
Proper,
done.
who's hunting down the Moira currently. Could have it.
Ah, he doesn't get the
Wait,
kill.
is he off the map? Salvageable?
Is Proper dead?
way.
No.
That is crazy. And Proper goes
That-
tumbling down.
okay.
This
That was a little
opens the door
embarrassing,
for
but
O2
it's
Blast.
fine.
They have another ult to be able to work with here.
Death Blossoms.
Okay, Probe is sent with the death
Well, it's going to be
blossom.
traded out
Probe
there.
dies.
It's going to be the 1-for-1 for either side right now, but with the coalescence
saying
on top,
take
that's
a
hole one. He's going to be able
violet.
to use that. A major advantage for them as the heals press them forwards to try and at least
been good on the
run out this
Arisa
round. Danny's
recently.
still coming
He's saying
down in
just
the face.
speeds.
Tried to go for a little punch there right into Super.
But
Taken
that did not
out
work.
once more. So the point flips over.
Yeah, it's not a
Finn has
fantastic
been really
position
good at
to be in, but
farming
here's
these
another gravitic
coalescences.
flux.
He's
The
on
rock
like
not
his second
used
or
from
third,
Kilo
I
to
think.
try and block that one. And here's Finn's POV as the both of the support ultimates are used for the shock.
Ooh.
Cancelled out though. That
Max has been
The
really
aggression
good
coming
with
up
these.
huge. Now we see
He's
it.
been
The
really
fronts
good
from
with
Kilo.
these.
Wants to lay it right down. Hopefully the damage is done for them to try and turn this fight,
accretions.
but it's all going away right now of O2 Blast.
They are looking great.
Oh my
All of
God.
the ultimates are finding major value, and their ult cycling has been excellent.
He's
too.
saying in
The
Probe
Shock
are
haven't
nuts.
really found those amazing moments they did on map 1 to throw in an ult and turn things in their favor. This looks like it should be very easily sealed up here for O2 Blast, despite the fact
what
they're
heroes,
about
man?
20% behind. They have double support ultimate coming into the next fight. Unless Proper can find the pick, or Aiden gets punished.
The Rock just about missed. Aiden almost getting
Ooh,
punished.
that would have been
But
so.
now
That
it's
was so
given them
close.
A bit of breathing room. The Shocker moving forwards, but look at that. The proactivity. The ultimates are already committed right in the choke point. O2 Blast do not want to let them through, and with the sound barrier on top, it's layered forwards. It gives them the defensive aggression, if you will.
Oh
to
my
try and push
God,
forwards and
they're-
play into that choke point, and
They're just
the
popping
Shockers
off,
are going
dude.
straight back to the spawn room once more, and that percentage, Josh, there was a difference a couple of seconds ago, but no more.
Final fight territory and double tank
Violet
ultimates
is
here
the
for
goat
O2
at
Blast
Baptiste.
as they put the pain down.
Oh my
Violet
God,
just gets
dude.
whacked into the floor, and Shock, I mean, maybe they need to
Yeah, they're
stick
just
to
popping off.
goats.
Proper stops to the
Oof,
Widow.
What a response from O2 Blast starting things
Yeah.
out. These youngsters from
You
Contenders
think
have
take?
still got it.
Oh, they touched. They
Certainly
touched.
do. Just go for a quick boop.
It has been so good.
He truly has.
Okay, this has
Yeah,
been kind
I'm
of
not
a
gonna get
main
any value
support
out of that
diff.
one. So many
Not gonna
environmental
lie, so
kills
far.
made in 1 round. I mean, the change up in potential, in the pace as well, between what we've seen of both these teams as well. It seems like O2 Blast, yeah, they needed it. The change in comps,
Yeah.
you know, bringing a pain.
Hey,
to
what's
them.
going on, Eli?
The ult rotations, I think, was just fantastic there.
Yeah, it was really good. I think also they were benefited by the fact that they weren't forced into the Rhine v Rhine against Super.
Yes,
You know, jumping wasn't
absolutely.
just getting run over right from the beginning. They had the ability to play the ult game a little bit more, which seemed to favor them. My attention is going to be on Proper again. Proper and Sam to be able to find those positions. If you cast your mind
Proper's a
back to
media
Reaper
step
Doom when we were watching it
he's
in the
been kinda
2019
losing
playoffs,
neutral
a
on
lot
the
of it was about
Doomfist.
the
I mean,
Reapers
he's saying
getting
it's
these
correct,
big
but I think
flanks.
that
like middle of the fight, they
we should be able. He should be able to pick it up.
Catch supports or
yeah, get
whatever
in behind,
else.
or even like pressure a tank from behind, find a Sigma
around the shields.
Exactly.
I don't
So
really
that's
know
what
if
we'll be
Proper's ever
paying
been
attention to
known.
in the next one. I mean, not looking as much towards like Kilo, for example, who's playing mega off-roll.
I tell you, man, as well. I mean, we've
Nice, Eli. Wait, so like,
spine is being curved, like
as
true.
in end of the
And I'm
week,
like, every time it comes back
as
up,
in
I
tomorrow,
have to be conscious
because that is the end of the
I'm
week,
punched over.
like tomorrow or
Well, that's
Sunday.
what an off-season will do to you.
Gollum-looking ass.
Are you ready for the content drought to be over, people? This is what the content drought being over looks like. All right, again, paying attention here, the Proper and Sam, to see whether they can set up that advantage for their
Up
team
to the
early
top.
on.
Seismic slam just to try and combo it.
Nice idea.
Yeah, Proper does get a bit of damage done here. Ooh, the accretion off to the side. I think that was to try and cancel Kilo when he was sucking up all that damage. Again, another engagement comes through, but you have to be careful.
Oh, the slam.
Oh my words.
There was so much damage.
Awesome,
so much
awesome.
CC
Love to
done
see
there.
it.
Fantastic play by Heesang. Great timing. And
Proper's kinda
all
popping off,
finishing
though. He's getting a
people
few
off.
kills,
that was
but-
all on that Doomfist engagement.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I'd really like to see Sam try and go for some of those flanks. Obviously, hey, I'm not going to be too critical. This is a show match, and
show
they haven't
match,
been
and
playing this meta forever.
also,
They've been
by the way,
practicing 5v5.
Yeah,
but
it's 6v6.
Exactly. This isn't even the game that they're going to be playing.
Yeah,
but,
Sam.
I mean, if you do think back to
And
that period
Proper's
time,
kind of farming.
Reaper
He
flanks,
almost has ult already.
Ooh, Okay.
Same with Finn. Finn's been doing really good.
But I
But I don't know.
Kilo
Kilo gets taken out.
Still not enough though. O2 Blast. I mean,
Shock is just
more
not
than enough
looking.
damage with the tank ultimates to supplement
Yeah.
that team fight going their way.
Yeah, these tank ultimates have just been amazing from O2 Blast. They've been able to get so many of them.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna make a video on Eli's power rankings.
Their spawn camping is
I am prepared for the Shock
I mean,
slander.
they're just trying to punish the Shock. That rock straight off the edge. Does he have the cooldowns? I don't think so. It's going to be player sent down. Meteor Strike now going to be used, though, just to try and salvage it. Pisang back in the fight.
Proper takes out
Shot
Probe.
They've got the players nearby. Proper just trying to turn things around, and he does
Oh.
get that pick off. Punch straight up
Big.
into their faces. That's a super
Proper's popping off. Proper's popping off.
The Shock are finding it so difficult to find
Violet
gain some space, but
commits
they are at
sound
least gonna get
barrier.
out of their spawn room.
And this space is all they need. Use the ult to get around the corner, place down your own supercharger, and suddenly you have overwhelming damage advantage for when those sound barriers drop. Really nice usage. Unfortunately,
Point gets slipped.
yeah, where's this
Okay, I can kind of guess what you're gonna say about it.
What? Somehow Kilo brings himself down. I don't know how that happened, but it was in the kill feed, so I'll trust it. And now the shield dropped down. Super
That
just
was
trying to
kinda
salvage this operation for the rest of his
weird.
team. Ultimate's committed, O2 Blast. Well,
Yeah, I'm not too
they're
worried
trying
about
to regain
this.
the team and regain
I
control
still
of the
think
point as well, because
Shock are a
Shock,
very
whilst
good
currently in
team.
control, the team fight, it's so
Kilo,
scrappy. And back
I
and
kind of would
forth
like to see
between them.
Proper
They
on
need
the
some
off
sort of
tank. I mean,
advantage
like,
just to at least get
I
a
know it's a
clean
show
break
match, they're
going.
not trying that hard.
Might have
But,
been the edge, except
I mean,
for Super Proper Sam.
Proper has actual
It
off-tank
was
experience.
arguably an
Like, he was one of the best
overextension there going for
Zarias and
Junbin.
Goats.
And I think this is going to give the point back over here.
And we saw that last
to
round,
O2
but
Blast.
I don't know.
They're in.
I guess I'd rather have
Finish off
Proper
these
on the
last
thing.
couple of players, including Finn, and as he drops, O2 Blast are going to continue ticking this one up. The Shock have an opportunity though to respond. Super getting
Now,
close. to
Emong is the
Supercharger.
most
Trying to
mid
go
player
fast, look
ever,
at the ultimates, why not? See the
unfortunately.
meteor strike, it pulls them all together in the back, but not quite.
He's so
there.
weak.
So weak, 20 HP, but he gets the mega health back.
that's
Can he
big.
survive it though? Charges a punch bait and switch right around the corner, that's Probe. Just making sure that those cooldowns are used so we can secure that kill, and while all that was going on, well, there was another team fight active and happening right here, right now. O2 Blast looking like they're large and in charge. That's going to be 96% and counting. Will
There we
they
go.
a player to touch this one? It looks like Finn is just
Oh,
able to get that
Finn
overtime
gets
going.
there.
Yep, Super's going to move over to the ball in a desperate attempt
Okay.
to keep this one alive, but O2 Blast has the supercharger
he's saying
online,
with the-
and frankly, they played the ult game there to perfection.
Yeah.
I love that. I really did. You've got to get
Also,
all three maps.
I
in
hate to do this
BO3.
as well when we're on camera, but I keep having to drink out of my comically large flask.
Comically large.
Or on camera, yeah.
Delicious water. Ah, man. It's so cool to see O2 Blast getting that map as well. A throwback
Eli,
combo
you would
again.
totally
At least
take the
there
role
will be
from
one more
Super.
round.
Come on.
Good play. So I think they're playing
Scrim rules.
Yeah.
Scrim rules.
Oh, actually, maybe
Okay.
there's 20 more rounds. Who knows? Does it
Yeah.
just keep going forever?
It could just keep going forever.
Is this purgatory? I don't think so. I think this is heaven because we're watching two championship teams.
Exactly.
There you go. And we're sponsored by AMPM.
There you go. You still got it, Brent. You still got the chillin'. I appreciate that. That's all you need. All right, well, let's fire things back into the next round, and we'll see what we've got coming up.
It's another round.
It is another
I thought
round.
it would be
Okay,
another round.
scrim rules. That makes sense.
I believe in the
Wait a
reverse.
second. What are the
I believe in the
shots
reverse
here?
sweep.
Swapping
Come
some
on,
stuff
Shock.
up, okay.
Genji?
Sam,
No, I'm gonna play the Reaper.
No, okay. Just
Sam
general
Anthony
agreement.
honestly
Sticking to this
hasn't-
composition.
Yep.
I don't mind it. I like to see it. Let's see if Shock can bring
Yeah, I
that
think that's something you can do in the control maps, Eli. Yeah.
Tanks. Eurus is just trying to stay alive in this one, and of course those pulls vitally important to try and set up the abilities and set their team up for success with Proper falling.
Jinmin kills Proper.
Everybody else just topples like dominoes. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. And yeah, starting to get a feel.
He's saying is
O2
almost at
Blast are
ult.
really comfortable
He's
playing
second.
here.
Absolutely. And I think it's Junbin and Max primarily.
Yes.
The way that they're rotating cooldowns and taking space and getting to the fight a lot earlier is just giving them such an advantage. Here's Hoy with a really early coalescence. They're trying to put the punish on Shock in their spawn room. It's so aggro from O2.
They're
But
really
these
trying to go for the
fights
spawn camp. They've done this
build up
multiple
the tank
times.
ultimates for the next engagement. Look at the difference there in terms of the ult economy. Junbin and Max 15% away from 2 fight-winning ultimates, whereas Super and Kilo are still double the distance from their ults.
Making sure you can snowball your advantages. Holding at a choke point, you can see that's the Gravitic Flux. Full waddle forwards there. Super going to be impervious to it just from the Fortify, but not
If
impervious
he's
to the
saying
damage that was
kills,
coming his
Kilo.
way. And the Shock are getting shut out at the choke point. O2 Blast just Handing it to him.
Incredibly good coordination considering they're not going to be scrimming these kind of comps regularly. They got the halt into the Gravitic Flux and then comboed it with a Meteor Strike afterwards to ensure that they had the kill onto Kilo. But now the tank ultimate
What, not June
way
then?
in favor of the Shock.
Oh my word. And a bit of an
Huge.
overload there. The ultimate's just being
Huge.
dished out. The Shock want to commit a ton to the fight. I mean,
Everyone press Q.
Sound Barrier, Supercharger, Death Blossom.
They still have
Gravitic Flux somewhere in the midst of all of but
that
it's
one
enough for them
thing.
to turn the team fight.
Doomfist's
On the
ultimate.
other hand, though, Brent,
So they're not
it wasn't
totally
too much of an over-investment because they also got the
not
Sound Barrier and the
totally out of
Supercharger out of O2.
But-
So it's not like they themselves can come back in with a huge barrel of ultimates.
Yeah.
The Coalescence, of course, is going to be really important, though. Being able to kite away from that would be a good idea, but they're trying to fight them straight on.
It's so brawly right now.
Yeah.
No 2 Blast. Well, that's a 2-pick advantage for them. A couple of players trying to salvage it from the Shock as well as they're diving into the backline, but O2 Blast, they come back, they bite back.
This perspective is kind of weird.
And there was no
It
opportunity
keeps
there.
switching,
I mean,
so it
like I was
keeps
saying,
confusing
you either
me
want
as
to
to
kite that
who.
Coalescence or go in and cancel
who's
it with
still
a punch
winning.
or with an accretion. But Hoy just got max value out of the coal. And here we go again. More O2 Blast just spawn camping.
Oh my, it's a pause.
It's so good.
Honestly, the synergy between the tank players, that's what I mean. I mean, the Shock at a disadvantage. Kilo doesn't play off tank. He's not probably not going to be playing off tank.
That is very true. And O2 Blast are using 2 actual tank
Exactly,
players.
which is why I think
Yeah.
you're seeing this. I mean, it's the difference in terms of that coordination. Obviously, when we move to 5v5, not
What a
really the
dodge.
case for the Shock, but yeah, dodging off to the side here. Finn wants to try and lead his team. Enough heals coming through off the back of that ultimate committed. Oh, pulling to the back there. No damage really being done too much. Oh, the coordination!
Oh, probe.
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, that was
Blossom
nasty.
pulled it.
A Super Blossom. Junvin
Yikes.
pops down the Supercharger. The Death Blossom comes out.
O2
And
Blast
oh
with the
my
clean
word, that was
sweep.
sickening.
That is the map.
That's the map.
That's
I gotta
nuts.
say, Josh, I'm starting to see the influence creep in
Yeah.
of I think these teams scrimming on 5v5.
Okay.
Because
Sell
we
me on
already
your
know.
theory.
So we already know that 5v5. Listen, the rumors, the hints. I don't want to listen. We're going to be watching a little bit later. Our first
Yeah,
look
that was
reminder
kind
as
of
well
nuts.
of the Shock
Probe
after
was
playing in a
popping
5v5
off,
environment,
dude.
but
Yes.
it is a lot more brawly. It's a lot
Popping
fast,
off.
a lot more fast-paced in terms of the tempo that's being taken.
Yep.
And I think it has bled into the play a little bit with both these teams.
In terms of how aggressive they're being,
there
going
was
forward to
very
the
little
spawn
breaks.
doors. Yeah.
Very little breaks in the gameplay that we've been seeing.
Yeah.
If you go back, if you roll back the footage into the history, into the annals of time, and look at those comps being played,
They were quite, well, Goats was fast-paced.
Goats was
but
fast-paced.
The Reaper Doom was a lot slower
There were more
than that.
breaks. There were more breaks.
It's kind of a joke.
Reaper Doomfist was not particularly played with as much, like, Lucius.
Honestly, it's a bit of a joke
Like,
thing.
Lucius
I
always
wouldn't take it too
so
seriously,
Lucius
Brandon.
Moira,
But
exactly,
right
the
at the
backline is a lot
moment,
more higher tempo.
But viewers,
O2
are you
Blast.
ready
Actually,
for
it's
the
1-1
meat
right
and
now.
potatoes?
Here it is.
'Cause here
Shock
on
won a
Blizzard
Goats
World,
map,
this is your
and
first look at the San Francisco Shock
O2 Blast
playing
running.
in that
Oh, this is 5v5, 5v5,
environment.
5v5. Big, big, big.
Sam's gone over to the bench. We've got Proper and Kilo on the DPS line. Super picking up the tank.
This is big.
Finn and Violet
Proper
on
on the Tracer.
This
It's
is a
over.
nasty five-man
Eli.
squad.
That would be interesting.
And here's what everybody was wondering, and for the tanks as well, numerous changes that we're going to be trying to keep you updated on as well that's happened across the board to all of these roles. You can see Super flexing over to the Zarya, as you mentioned, Josh, and you're going to start to see that brawliness, I think,
All right.
that was bleeding through in the prior maps. You're going to see where it's coming from when these teams are scrimming in 5v5 in this kind of
is
play.
dead.
That's a big punish.
Yeah, Kilo ends up falling there
Oh
into
my
this
God.
fight, and it's going to give them a slight advantage to work off of, but
I wonder if they base this off of the
all over the place.
actual
He's
game,
gone down. Now Super moves his way
or if this is
forward.
just the
He has two bubbles to be
that
able to
one
work
workshop
with,
mode
right?
that
In
Gunba
this
did.
workshop mode, which is aiming to emulate Overwatch 2,
Yeah.
he's got a bubble for himself and a bubble for his
But,
teammate.
like, now that they have it,
Two
I don't know if they
for
changed
himself,
it.
2 for his teammates. So keep track of that throughout the team fights.
Yeah, Max on the D right now, just trying to eat up as much damage as possible. Wants to try and salvage it.
Surprised to see Super on the
Getting locked
Zarya.
up here by the Shock. 93% in counting for them with that
Tequila
D-Mech.
poppin',
Could be
Violet
turnable. The
Death.
potential is there, but now with the Nano Boost online,
Finn
just
already
later on
has
top of
ult.
Matthew DeLisi. He's able to make short work of any remaining players that might just be nearby. Quick little pulse bomb.
Yeah,
Right onto the side. That's
proper
Finn
diff,
falling,
unfortunately.
But the point's still going away off the Shock.
Yeah,
He's
there
saying
you
does
go.
get a good kill,
opening
though.
team fight for the Shock. Super staying alive the entire time despite having a Discord on. And let's take a look at this replay.
Nice bubble. Okay.
So now you've got the
Yeah,
Zarya mirror.
don't forget
Max
that,
moving over to replicate that on the other side,
Heesang
but Super is massively
is
ahead
also
in
very
terms of his
good.
ult charge. Still, Discord on
He's
from home,
probably
being
in the top
focused
3
onto Super
DPS and
repeatedly.
contenders, in my opinion.
Push back
but proper simply better. That big stick.
The bubbles were there. Lay it down. That's going to be eating up a ton of that damage. And Max keeping his team healthy.
Probe
now
already
over
has
to the
his
side.
ult.
That's super. Okay, quick little right click into the punch. Still in
I don't
a
know
bit
if
of
he
trouble now.
used his
Has
ult already.
pushing
He's
forward,
kind of not
pushing
doing
the
so good in the
advantage.
ult.
That is damage being done. Does still have this grab.
Super's kind of popping off on the Zarya, honestly.
Doesn't seem like it's necessary for them just yet.
Probe has been putting out a ton of big damage headshots, but he hasn't actually been able to find those finishing blows that are necessary if you want to commit time to the Widowmaker, I think. And there's a lot of theory crafting about how good Widow would be in an environment
Probe
like
isn't
this,
really
but his
doing
team's just getting pushed back
much.
as a result of it. And Proper is kind of manhandling Heesang.
It's pretty difficult, I think, to set up even as the Widowmaker player. We see the grab being committed, though. That's Max caught alone in it. What a Bionade. 0-1 ended up committing that Transcendence just to try and salvage it once more, try and heal up his
both
teammate,
pop
but
Inspire.
not available, not able to get
Kilo.
through the death bottom, potentially enough to end this team fight.
That was kind of a
Push
weird
just over the
one.
line. Nice little
Kilo
sit down
just
into
kind of
the
popped out
back
like a
still.
mile away from his team.
Don't really quite need it as
And
well. The
then
Bionade
Finn
is enough to
just pops
clean
off.
that one forwards. And
Yeah.
that's the car
Amazing
pushing.
play by Finn.
Probe is
Bionade
is
fantastic to
the
neutralize the
Widow
Transcendence,
Cassidy
but
right now.
also, he's been focusing his nano
He's
boost
saying he's on
onto
trade.
Super, not only offensively, but also defensively. And oh, that's just bullying.
That's true.
Oh, that's just bullying.
That was a
Proper.
nasty stagger.
Catching the forward
You gotta feel
spawns.
for her one.
But now Max has a significant ult advantage with his Graviton Surge. Kilo
Off to
moving
the
around.
sides. Oh my!
That was
Delta.
nasty. That
Straight
was
to the
nasty.
cranium, yep.
Easily.
One shot at a Hellfire shotgun, that's enough.
And Probe has moved over to Cassidy here, so taking a look at
That
the
was
cowboy
really good.
with a brand new name.
Big Bionade off to the side. Super's gonna have to back away from that one.
Super just used both of his bubbles as well, which I think opens up an opportunity for O2 Blast to move forwards.
Oh my word. Kilo brought down, slept up onto the ground, and the Cassidy shot well. Probe makes quick work of it, and it looks like the shot.
Probe's
they
kind
had
of
a lot
popping off
momentum
on the
at beginning
Cassidy.
of
He
this
didn't
map.
do that much
Being
on the
slowly whittled away,
Widow
though.
though.
Now that big time bank, it was 4 minutes. Time to drift down a bit now as O2 Blast finally find their footing.
Fantastic punish there, yeah. Really keeping track of Super's double bubbles, and then a Bionade came down that gave O2 Blast the advantage. Good play from Ho1, and a nice compositional swap. They still have Pulse Bomb and that Graviton Surge to make something happen.
I feel like this is
here.
definitely more
As
fun.
Proper
Kilo
just-
dies? How?
Oh my word, he just dunked on Probe.
That's an unbelievable.
That
mistake, and
was
he's managed to
insane.
have
That
one
was
big advantage,
nuts.
but it's a
That was
traded
nuts.
1-for-1. Shock ended up losing a
Proper
player
is so
a little bit
good.
earlier into this fight. And again, both teams
Oh
just
my
trying to
God,
find
he's
flanks,
doing so
trying
much
to find his
damage.
advantages, but the
Zarya.
big ultimates are now online, and
Max.
he's let it unleashed.
Oh,
Pulse bomb
no.
into it. It's a classic age-old combo. You might be seeing that time and time again as well when we get round to Overwatch 2 being played on the big stage.
Proper kills
Rally
Heesang,
coming through.
dude.
Brigitte, a hero.
I think she's
with
one more for the
tremendous
shock.
amount of changes in this workshop mode. She's been really amplified in terms of the damage output she's able to give. And look at that dash back. It's literally teleported back. That was violent. just
Twice the
escaping.
range. It is absurd.
They should have pushed. I feel like they could have had it.
Actually, O2 Blast
Proper
are in a bit of a rough
genuinely-
position here. Proper's deep in the backlines. If they can punish
No
him,
recall.
that would be amazing. No recall available whatsoever. They need Super
Okay,
to
he
take
didn't-
some space forwards, and he does. He lands the grab.
He
Bubble
keeps
comes
solo
down, isolates Max.
killing Max.
Finn
That was a
finishes
big-
him off
okay.
with that Bionade.
Probe with a
Man, the damage is
nice.
coming through, man. It feels so difficult to survive. The support's under constant pressure. You
Another
can see
stagger onto
one just
Ho1.
caught into the corner.
And they do
You gotta
have
feel
that
for him.
buff, right? The supports are playing with 10 HP per second regen, but you have to have 3 seconds of taking no damage.
Yeah.
And these fights are just going on and on.
And this could be it. The final moment they were looking for now as they're looking to try and push it all the way to the end.
Nano on the
Blizzard
Reaper.
World, nice little dodge there off the flash. And now we see it.
Oh,
The Death
big
Blossom
from
against two.
Kilo. Big.
Nice little combo there with the nano boost layered on top of it. And the shock, well, they're
Proper's
just cleaning up
popping
whatever
off. Proper
strategies
just
they can
pops off.
find as the card
Like,
will
you
get
gotta
pushed
give it
in
to
2
him.
minutes in their time bank.
I'm going to be honest with you, Brent. I wasn't expecting us to see Zarya very much.
I feel like we're moving into at least the early look at this workshop mode. It's not an exact look at Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean,
2,
yeah, proper
but it feels
diff right there.
definitely
I'm surprised to see
prioritizing
Super on the
tanks
Zarya
with
though.
incredible
I would
damage
think
output is the name of the
Diva
game.
would
To
be
try
the
and at least
stronger
capitalize
pick.
on some of the damage
Generally,
being
that's
done.
what I've been
I
hearing.
don't know.
But
It's
I
interesting
don't-
though that we haven't actually seen a dive comp here at any point.
don't
We
know.
started out with O2 Blast playing the
The hit
Diva,
scan's kinda
but they were
weird.
playing Tracer
Kilo
and
kept
a
playing
Widow, so they didn't
Reaper
really have
into the
that
long
ability
range hit
to,
scan.
you know, double dive
Ooh,
with their
we get
DPS.
Kilo
And
Widow
this,
here, though,
okay,
which is
we're
very
getting Super
interesting.
playing main tank Reinhardt on
And here we go.
5v5.
It's the double.
I theoretically
We get the
just
double,
think that sounds like
getting the
hell
double
on
flex.
earth,
Finn
because you're gonna
Violet,
get flanked from
probably
all
the best
angles,
double
but
flex in
surely
the
you're gonna get
game.
swarmed. But maybe it doesn't work like that. Maybe all of the, help that the tanks have in this redesign allows Ryan to be playable.
Yeah, we'll certainly find out. They are on the
Obviously-
defense side here, but it's not like you have to have a tank to try and back you up. You obviously have been buffed in that capacity. All the tanks have across the board. We'll see what he can do. 2 fire strike charges.
He's saying he
of course,
takes
as
out
well.
Finn.
That's
That's
what
a
he's got in his
big
back
kill.
pocket, but already
Great opening
they've
pick.
lost Finn.
That's not good.
And that's all of Super's healing, and he just gets
He's gone.
overwhelmed.
Keeper's
I mean,
done.
a bit of a rough beginning, but I don't think that's due to.
Oh!
My word, proper.
That was a massive tracer diff.
He just gave him the tracer.
That was
diff.
nuts.
Dude, this is such a good preview of what might be to come. If
I
you're
know.
a
I
fan
see
and you're
Wheeler.
just watching Proper absolutely tear people's heads off.
Yeah, but what I was saying was the Super Reinhardt there was kind of let down by the fact that his main supportive element got picked so early on. There's no way you're going to keep the Rhino alive without an Ana.
Well, off to the side, Sleep Dart comes through, potential for a charge, off to it. No, the whip shot, that's going to be disrupting it, so sent straight
That was
into
kinda
the
weird.
wall. Still swinging away.
Yeah,
Look at the
Proper's
damage as
nuts.
well. Not afraid to just go toe-to-toe with anybody who's facing him, and look at that. That's a nano boost applied to Max. He almost got brought down. He was so low. I think that was a Bionade denying it, but the counter nano.
Super's popping off with the
Super
nano boost.
runs over them. No speed boost in play, of course, but enough damage being done with the team supporting him, backing him up.
Let's take a look at that replay, though. I want to see that from Super's POV.
Yeah, that was just huge.
Whoa.
MTD for sure.
Already some really good coordination between Super and Finn in terms of like ult timings, that kind of stuff. Kilo's going to pick up the Widowmaker here as they're defending from really good high ground positions.
Now Shocker have managed to get themselves a lovely hold here. with
And
the
Proper,
getting
there you
that
go.
pick as well
There you
to
go
press
again.
ahead. Yeah, that is exactly what you need, and it means that the Shock, well, they want to press the advantage still. They've managed to force on that
He's
one ult.
way
That's gonna be
better
the rally.
Proper.
It was dragged out of Aiden, but now the shatter. 2 players down. And everybody, you're going to
O2 Blast isn't getting dominated right now.
One less player means that sometimes those 2-man shatters are much more impressive than I think we've been led to believe over these years.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice try by Max popping that Zarya bubble for himself to avoid being shattered, but it just wasn't enough. He threw in the ultimate there as well, so he's going to swap over to the Diva. That gives them... it's still not really a dive comp. It doesn't feel like it with the Reaper being added, but it's going to give them a bit more ability to put pressure onto Kilo in these high ground positions and not just leave the Widowmaker free farming. Although I've got to say, that doesn't feel like the biggest problem right now that O2 Blast are dealing with. It's the way that Super is being kept alive.
Oh, nasty headshot.
I say that just as...
Oh!
I say the Widowmaker isn't the biggest problem as Kilo rips 2 heads
Kilo
off,
just
so
killed. He literally
maybe
killed the
it
entire
was.
team.
And you're starting to see it, man. The DPS players, they have a bit more agency.
Okay, these guys are
Workshop
nuts,
mode.
dude.
Are you
Probably gonna
telling
be-
me Overwatch is an FPS game again?
I think it might be an FPS game again. I
No
think we
way.
might be getting treated to an FPS game again.
Yeah, you're good,
You
man.
love it or hate it. That's what we're going to be getting. I mean, the DPS players are popping off. Post-bomb off to the side. Violet, too much pressure on him. He will fall, and that's no transcendence now for this fight. But once again, nano boost onto Super, swinging through them.
Who
looking
does
to
he
see if
go
can get
for?
a pick. That is a fantastic defense matrix eat there from Max.
And also, Aiden, he tried to run down, but he just shield bashes away.
They've rotated around. They've gone the old loop-to-loop. Super, it's been completely disjointed from the rest of his team. There's all eyes, I think, as well onto Kilo to
Kilo
see if
gets
he can
another
manage
headshot.
at least to get a few more picks, potentially salvage it, but unlikely. It is going to be the reset here. So finally, O2 Blast get through that choke point.
And the biggest difference there is that without a Zarya on the other side, the Diva and the Brig can just fly away from Super. He got no value out of that offensive ultimate. So I feel like the DPS diff is very firmly going in favor of the Shock, though. Kilo just recently got the kill on Probe. Just trying to bully Max a little bit as the Discord orb goes onto him. And hello.
Oh,
Actually,
nice kill from
that is a
Probe
great
right there.
response from Probe, giving his team the advantage.
And the heals just couldn't come through there. Did you notice that, actually? Straight into the backline. That's Max eating up all the shots. Violet couldn't be healed when that backline was just being approached in that manner.
Probe gets taken down.
Really nice play there. Brig is much more of kind of an offensive disruptor kind of healer.
Yeah.
You're seeing Aiden be able to get up in people's faces, do a bit of damage, interrupt. The bash now does 50 damage
Yeah, I
in this
mean, Diva's
workshop
really
mode, and then
strong
just
with
get
his
out.
700
as well, I
HP.
believe.
Here comes the initiation. That might force out an ult from Violet.
It does.
Yes, he got caught.
Transcendence dropped down, but he sang well. That's a great post bomb into the back.
Oh.
With Finn removed again. No more heals. No more Bionase to try and turn these team fights.
I think that's it for
deep charge. He's
O2
the
Blast.
Bio-Drift
I think that's
is
it.
actually so agile.
But now he's stuck there. He's asleep.
Yeah. Well, that's less than ideal. Less than ideal. That's okay though.
You know what's mad here too? Shocker playing double flex support, and Finn just kind of has to fend for himself. The Brig can peel over with O2 Blast, but they're not getting that offensive pressure with the Discord Orb and the just damage coming out from the backline. But I am really intrigued as to how teams approach double flex support in Overwatch 2. There really isn't like that off tank to peel for you anymore if you're Finn. That's why he's dying all the time to Heesang.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like you're playing against.
Yeah, the supports are
like Max
very
right now on the
vulnerable
Diva.
right now, and that's a
The
huge
boosters,
problem.
the mobility, the
in my opinion.
damage as well. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
really
yeah.
coordinate with a lot of the set pieces. The supports are having a tough time just trying to stay alive here, and with the high ground control available to them, Probe in fact moved over to the Hanzo while all this was going on.
While Super moved over to Zarya.
Yeah. Bubble laid down. Kilo wants to see if he can get a pick. He is very low. Has to use the Wraith Form to disengage. They'd love a D-Mech there onto Max just to set them forwards, but it seems that it's again a struggle to get that foothold. In fact,
Oh,
Hamza,
that
the
was
post-bomb kill
good
onto
from Heesang.
Probe. He's playing Tracer, man.
That was nuts.
That is mad, and Probe with a lovely headshot as well to take down Kilo and punish him as he had the nano boost equipped. This is going to be a lightning fast cap for O2 Blast. Sure, not quite as quick as the Shocker set themselves, but a ton of time looking like there's going to be on the point.
Yeah, great job
There's
being
still
able
one
to
more fight. There's still
make a
one
bit of a
more
comeback
fight.
and mounted as well
Walk
after
up
being
in.
shoved in that choke
that's
point,
the
but
lead.
can they try and convert it? Can they get it all the way to the finish line here?
Another
Bring it
big
to that
bio.
OT. It was a big bio nade. Bit of purging going on there with the shield. Still super so low, and the heals just can't
Ooh,
come through in time.
Heesang,
Post bomb
yeah.
off to the side.
Well, proper calls hidden.
Well, he tried his best with the ultimate committed, but not enough. O2 Blast, all the positioning in the wall as well to seal that one in.
And what's that? A minute versus 2 minutes, roughly? Something like that?
Yeah, I think that was a minute versus 2 minutes towards the end.
That's not
Anyone's
bad.
game in this 5v5.
Yeah, if you can find an individual pick, like a lot of the time, it's been Heesang looking for the pick onto Finn. And if Heesang can find that
Heesang's been
pick,
doing a really good
now
job
O2 Blast have the
at
advantage.
picking out the
other way
supports.
around, feels like Shocker trying to
Um,
play for
I still think Proper's better.
value
He's
from the
been
back line,
farming
and not
Heesang all
necessarily
game.
picking
but
the O2 Blast supports, but just working up.
I
and,
really think-
like out damaging them, getting
Sure,
big
yeah.
ults online, and having Super be the player with big impact at the front.
Yeah, I agree with
In
what
theory,
Sasha's
Zenyatta
saying a
pick,
lot.
It should work out quite well if you're up against the Zarya mirror. You know, you have that
Yeah.
big defensive ultimate to help against the big offensive ultimate, the grab.
Oh, Aiden just blasted Kilo with a long
Kila
shot there.
ho.
Okay, straight down.
Great
Oh my
opening
God.
play.
Yeah.
That one helps playing from the high ground. Yeah, it's kind of like Heesang is going for the shock backline and Proper's trying to stop him. That's what we've seen so far on Blizzard World.
Just push and pull happening. Well, not much time left now. Down to 30 seconds. Probe on the Cassidy.
And there will be no ults here.
Yeah. Has to hammer the shots home. Has
How
to
do you
ring it
get this
true.
advantage? It just has to be Heesang.
It has to be a pick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think Heesang can do it. He can do it if
about
he
keeping Finn alive,
really
and
wants
Violet is
to.
going to be able to peel now that he's back on the break.
Oh,
Oh, it's going to be the half
That
back up to
was
Proper.
scary.
He's so low. Has to dodge and weave up to the high ground.
Great
he
move.
Big
makes
fire
it.
nade onto Violet into the backline, but is there anyone who can try and capitalize off of that? It could have been a massive advantage for them, but still, the shock holds strong.
Heesang's taken out again.
Yeah, Tracer diff materializing.
Massive
in front of
Tracer
our very
diff.
eyes. And
Kilo
you can see
kills
The
Aiden.
team
That's
fight
it.
Topples. That one singular pick is all they need.
Nuts.
Yeah, it's an interesting look for them, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole of Overwatch 2 being revolved in so much around those picks. But with 30 seconds left, when you're fighting into an Anna Brig backline, how do you find the advantage there?
It's definitely reminiscent in terms of how scrappy it is and how much the teams are relying on those big ult combos or a DPS player popping off.
Thank you, Arthur. Really appreciate it.
Well, this could be the final round in the SF Shock and O2 Blast show match presented by AMPM. So let's take a look. Super's on the hog.
Yeah, Super on the Hog.
Super
I mean,
Hog,
this is
it's
a classic
over.
pick.
It's
It
over.
is. The Super Hog that was pulled out during the playoffs.
Now, the hog just benefits from all of these passive buffs
Yeah,
to the tanks
changes,
in the
right?
in the workshop.
Extra 100 health, extra healing received as well. So
Yeah.
it's essentially he has been
Less of an ult sponge, 25% less ult sponging.
Yeah.
Oh my
all laid
God.
on top of that. Now, Promise actually sleeping on the job at the back, but Heesang did 4, so it's going to be the 1-for-1 trade.
Oh,
Tracer
Violet
players
takes out
down.
Heesang,
Could be
though.
anyone's game, but it's the O2 Blast. They
And
need to try and
Super
hold
takes
this on.
out
Only a
Probe.
single tick is what they need, and the hooks. You
Yeah,
can see the
they're
damage is
nice.
coming through from them.
They're
Even the bubble just can't save you
nice.
theirs. It's one after the other, and the San Francisco Shock, well,
And they take it. They take
easy
it.
pickings
That's
for
it.
them. That's going to be the map win for them. And that is going to be our show match here. The San Francisco Shock versus O2 Blast for our show match presented by AMPM. I really enjoyed that, Josh.
That was great.
That was quite a pleasure, man. Honestly, it was. I love it. The look back as well when we looked at the goats, looking at
All
these
right,
old
so
positions
Yeah, yeah.
with since
And
that's
then
over,
5v5.
and the 5v5 just puts a lovely
I think
cap on
I
things
might
as well. But
wrap this up. What did you guys think of the show match? If you guys are still out there, any thoughts? Any questions? No. Yes. No. All right. All right. With that, I'm probably gonna head out. I gotta leave pretty soon. I have somewhere I need to be. I will see you guys in another video later, most likely. Covering this and maybe another rookie profile. And then I'll probably boot up the stream again tomorrow morning, and for the show match that's tomorrow. Right, I will see you guys later. Peace out. Bye bye.